What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jimmy James 59 and have another build order video for you here. I want to show you a 16 pop Khmer Scout Rush. Very fast build. Something that I think I saw on Hamza Crums's channel. I'll try and link that in the description below. I think he still has it out there, but I'll put the build order up, but I'll tell you some reasons why I like this build, where I think it's appropriate, where I might not think it's appropriate, and I think that this game is actually really perfect for this build because you can see where maybe it's good in a team game and also where in a team game you might need to be really careful. So I'll just say this up front. Basically in this build, you wait until the transition if you'd ledge to put anybody on wood. So once you get those 6 vills on your goat there, right, you're going to absorb 2 goats here. Go out, get that elephant. Nowadays, given where the boars and elephants are located, and I think just that players are a little better at scouting as well, it's not that difficult now to find a boar within, within that first 6 villagers. There was a time on Arabia when I think that would have been a kind of a dicey proposition, but not today. And then from there, what you do, right, is you just keep adding villagers to the elephant here. So that's what you're going to see us do. One of the things you want to try and time is when to go out and get that other elephant. You can see I'm doing it about right now. Honestly, you're just kind of guessing. I don't think it's a bad thing to keep eating this elephant and keep needing to eat it. Just as long as you're not letting too much decay and you're getting these guys under the TC. Honestly, like, again, you can keep some villagers on that because you're saturating this area quite a bit. Now with that villager, right, once you make that 12th villager, gonna go out and build a house. I recommend building that house very close to the TC. Because instead of sending this guy to go build a mill or go build anything else, you want him coming back to the TC and he's going to be, eating some food, right? Here, he's going to eat this here goat, right? And you can see, right, we're getting up there in terms of the build, right? We're at almost, we're at 15 pop now. We're going to have one more. We're gonna have, and I'll get into kind of casting this game a little bit here in a minute, but I just want to show you the build and show you what the idle time looks like. And boom, you can see, right, no idle time. Now let's take a look, right, when we click up, see what kind of resources we have. What you want to do here, you're gonna want to put 8 on wood, and what we're leveraging here is the fact that Khmer don't need buildings to age up, right? So that's how we can delay this lumber camp. This build is only possible, this particular build is only possible with Khmer. And all right, so now, and we're just gonna wait till we get up to the next age, and I'll talk about that when we get there. But to try and cast this a little bit, playing a team game here. Got my teammate, King Nath, right down there in the south. Got our enemies, Mayans and Hindustanis, right? Hindustanis in the sort of southwest. Now, why go for this build, right? What are some of the appropriate timings, right? Appropriate situations. This build, I think, can be an interesting one, 1v1, if you want to take really, really early pressure and you're willing to go a bit all in. And that's how you like to play, which is a way I kind of like to play personally. As you can see, right, now we're sending out 2 villagers. Boom, we're going to get that stable up. All right, let's go. All right. Getting our wood upgrade. All right. We're letting a little bit of idle TC go by, right? We had the vills to click up. We just, whatever. No big deal, no big deal. And what you do here is you're getting wood, right, the wood upgrade. And then you want to set villagers to stragglers, but you do want to be careful about how you keep your wood going. I kind of recommend these villagers here. Maybe building your first couple of farms with them so that you can get your wood count up. But anyways. And you can see, right? Boom. 3 scouts. So that's the place. So that takes us back. Why are we doing this, right? Well, we're Khmer. We're up against Hindustanis. Probably best camels in the game. In a team game, I think this is kind of a scary build, right? And scary for the user, I think, just because... In fact, let me actually take a look at the resources so you can see what kind of resources we have. We're pretty tight when it comes to resources in this build. Again, we're trying to get farms up. We want to keep our, our vill count up. And right now, actually, right, I'm asking my opponent, I'm like, hey, where's this guy? I'm trying to find him. I'm kind of thinking he's going to be here. He's not, though. And, all right, I'll take a look at this with Khmer, right? So, we don't want to let this get to mid-castle age. One of the things here that Khmer is great for is that you can garrison in houses. That, to me, is what makes this a build that can work in a team game. Because you can, if you can keep a good eye on your base, you can garrison some villagers in. We have some villagers garrisoned right here. We're getting our farm count up. I mean, look, we're getting good scout numbers out, though. We're about like 1 scout ahead of our opponent, which is nice. And meanwhile, like, we're searching for him. My teammate hadn't scouted him out just yet because he got lamed. So yeah, no fault of his, right? We're just trying to look for him. I'm all over the place trying to find this guy. I don't even think I know where red is this game because I'm deathly terrified of the Hindustani player in this. Because if we let this get to Castle Age, I just don't think there's anything we can do. Especially given between Britons and Mayans, it's kind of a push. With Khmer, I feel like the only advantage that maybe we have is to use the power of Khmer farms in order to get a scout advantage. But to get a scout advantage, I got to make a lot of scouts. And you can see now, right? Boom, we found him. Let's go. And he's not quite walled up yet. We're looking for him. And meanwhile, right, we're doing a little bit of fighting here. I had shift queued those villagers to fight that eagle, actually. And he's trying to get walled up, but he's not quite gonna get there. And we should be able to get this villager kill. Again, we're just trying to slow him down, do a little bit of damage, right? He's got a little bit of a pop lead on us right now. We're idling our TC just a little bit. Again, this is kinda on purpose, kinda not, but I'm clicking the scout button a lot here because I know I'm not thinking about going up. I really don't want to go up here. I just want to make scouts and kill, right? So we're stuck in feudal age. We're not saving resources. And if I can make army, I'm going to make army in this. Again, in a 1v1 setting, depending on how much damage you're doing, you might have to prioritize how much scout production you need, how much army goes. But in team games, army means a lot, right? Army means a lot. And you can see, right, we've got some... In fact, let's actually go to our Eco KD screen. Let's go, right? Right, we've got a couple kills, right? We're idling things a little bit. Again, that's just going to happen. We're getting wheelbarrow now to not idle. Again, I would say this as well. I don't think this is the best build actually to be doing at my level. If you haven't practiced a little bit, I have not practiced this build very much. I'd heard about it a while back. Every now and then I use it, but I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit more. And this is a part of that. Okay. Now, you can see, right, we're coming in, we're doing some damage, and we're gonna go ahead and kill this villager. And I'm trying to move this scout, right? I think he'd kind of targeted this scout. I'm trying to keep this guy moving around here. Because you do want to fight spearmen if you can. You just want to fight them, with non-weak units so you can preserve that. This is some army coming back. Now, take a look here, right? And again, now we're doing a pretty good job keeping our TC running. This is great here. We're going to hide in some houses. Perfect, right? And we have a blacksmith up so we can get blacksmith upgrades. Again, we're going full feudal. Now what you might do, so this is really nice. We're not all the way walled up. We probably, well, I mean, we don't have a ton of wood here to get walled up because we're having to spend this on a lot of farms. We're on double stables here. To play double stables, you kind of got to get open, and we actually go back. With armor, probably not necessary, to be honest with you. We probably could have kept the pressure on. But the situation, I wasn't sure how many archers were following up. And again, you're trying to be in multiple places at once. It's very kind of a hard thing to do, I think. And I have to clean this army up because in this build, you're pretty dependent on one lumber camp. And especially if you're playing this build the way I am right now, where you're trying to play double stables, well, it's kind of tough. You can see these guys get a little froggy. All right? And we do have more army coming in. And we even have more army from our player in the yellow. But we have a lot of scouts here. Right? Right? We're on 13 scouts. We're making more. We have forging. We have armor. I mean, as you can see, right? We take this fight. And we've got our production going. You know, we're queuing those scouts up. And we're going to clean both armies here. We're going to clean both armies, right? Meanwhile, right, I have my teammate here. He's massing army. It's about this time we're coordinating with one another, right? We're saying, hey, look, let's go. Let's go find some kills. Let's go move out. Boom. Right? He's in. Because we have to keep our Hindustani player from getting to a major advantage. And he's got a lot of farms himself. He's got multiple stables. But you can tell he's kind of thinking about the next stage. Right? He's thinking about that next stage. We're queuing the spot up where we want to go to. And honestly, I want to get up to the next stage, but I know that it's just not something we can do here. Right? It's not the right play. And so, alright. We're going to go see if we can get some damage in. We have our teammate coming here. Should be able to break him open here in a bit. Yep, it's going to be kind of hard to hang out there. Meanwhile, right, we have archers. Oh, scary archers. And boom. Right, okay. We're in. Teammate kills the spears. Fantastic. This tower's not going up. Pretty nice effort, though. All right. And you can see, right, we're still making army here. Right, we are selling the farm. And our player in the yellow here is clicked up now. Meanwhile, we're going to keep making scouts. And you can tell, he's a really smart player, this guy, right? He's trying to really get this thing walled up. He's got a lot of eco back here. And we're just going to go ahead and get bloodlines. And again, still making scouts. We're still making scouts. I know it looks like we're a bit more villagers behind than him, but we have a wheelbarrow. So keep that in mind. And at this point, you have a decision to make. Do you go back here or not, right? Do you kill this stable? Again, look, we're still queuing up, right? We're still queuing up. Like, basically, if we have food, spend it. And now that we have over 20 scouts, right? We're massing up some here because we have archers here that are killing some of our vills, idling our economy. We don't like that one bit. But this is the key, right? We're coming back here. We're killing a lot. Remember, we have bloodlines. We have armor. We are in an opponent's base, right? He has no military. And we're just going to keep flooding, right? We're just going to keep flooding. He's chilling, chilling, chilling. Boom, right? We've got our opponent down to 22 vills. We still have scouts running around. Thinking we're gonna have to maybe leave. I think we decide to whether we're gonna come back or not. Yeah, ultimately we just bail on that decision. I was pretty worried about Red, honestly. Given that he's been pretty untouched. But I was watching this fight a bit. I felt like I had good production. And I thought, well, let's just go ahead And it's more important, since yellow is in Castle Age, more important to just keep the fighting. Keep him in his base so he can't do anything. That's what we want, right? We have our ally who is guarding this gold. I don't want to see him make a town center. I don't want to see him make a town center. He doesn't have a lot of great spots for town centers. Our allies actually kind of got this cut off here, so that's good. And meanwhile, right, we have our scouts up here. Again, we're just going full scouts. Our red player here, a mistake that he makes this game is not adding spears into that army. That would have made this very, very difficult to deal with. And he could have done it, but he chose not to do it this game. Which is why, one of the reasons why I think this is not as strong as a team game build as one might think. Just because it does leave you kind of open. You could maybe argue I could have got walled up a little bit more. But it's hard when you're putting a lot of farms. I think if the matchup wasn't versus Hindustanis, I'd feel a little different. I probably would not stay in feudal age as long. And you can see, right, we get the GG, picking up a little bit of a victory here. We're just going to go on, and well, there you have it. So this is a an interesting strategy, right? You take a look at the economy. All right, we're not doing. Let me look at that food count. Pretty good on the food count there. That's your uptime. All right, that's a 16 pop uptime. For what it's worth, right? You know, we lost some vills. You know, if we take a look, right? You know, if we could see some. You know, we lost some units, but we did what we could in this game. We did what we could. And I think that this is interesting. I think maybe I could have tried to get walled up a bit better, but for me, I just never felt like I had the farms to get there. I never really had the wood. And that's one of the weaknesses of this build. It really kind of keeps you stuck on, if you are really trying to create a lot of, you need to create a lot of scouts, you can wind up not being, it's harder to get walled up. Because you got to remember too, you're going up on less eco. So that's another thing. You don't have as many villagers working. And you also, in this build, you don't make a mill. I actually went out with some vills, as you can see some, you know, a dead villager here. I had intended to go out to make a mill. Usually you want to do that. I didn't get the chance to this game. Very unfortunate. But nevertheless. So anyways, that's the build, right? I think that if, you know, I think that this game showcases a lot of the good things about this build and some of the negative things, right? The good things is that you can get a really nice jump on your opponent. And with so many strong camel civs, and with Khmer, the fact that you really don't have the greatest military with Khmer, you really have to use those eco advantages that you have in order to leverage your military into favorable spots, right? So that's important with Khmer. Weaknesses of the build is that I think it really is hard to play defense. And so if you have teammates, you know, you may need their help quite a bit to defend you. And it can just be a little bit harder to get walled up. I probably could have done a little bit better job of this game, being honest. But on the other hand, you know, you only have 8 on wood for a while. And of course, you know, right? You only have 8 on wood. And that doesn't give you a lot of wood to wall up. Something you might do in a team game is, instead of, you know, going like 16 pop, maybe you try and go like 17 pop. And maybe put a, maybe you try to go for a second lumber camp even. I don't know. That might be an interesting variation of this build. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a video on that. But hey, that being said, right, I'm Jimmy James 59, and you know, always happy to get a victory in team games. But hey, victory, lose, we're all here to play, learn, etc. Shout out to my teammate King Nath. Shout out to our opponents, right, who really held in there. This is a really nice game where the heal distribution, I think, was also pretty even in a team game. Don't look at the team game elo, just because that doesn't really probably reflect the skills all that much. But our opponents did really well to play, and I think we all had a fun time. So, anyways, right. That being said, hope to see these guys out in the ladder again, and I hope to see you out there in the ladder. I'll meet you there. I'm Jim James, 59. Peace.